everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The voice that has kidnapped the young and the restless Sharon and Phyllis may have gone too far with the clue that he dropped on his victims on March 4. Read the recap here. What is worth everything, he asked, and costs nothing? The answer, obviously, is time. On one hand, it's invaluable, and on the other, you don't have to put it on your debit card. But how, you ask, does this reveal the abductor's identity? Simple. Who would want to make Sharon and Phyllis appreciate the preciousness of time? Their loved ones might, including the one we were sure for a hot minute was the guilty party. Read that theory here. But given how worried Sharon and Phyllis' families are, that doesn't track. And after what the women have just been put through by Ian and Jordan, you'd have to be a pretty poor relation to willingly traumatize either Sharon or Phyllis further. Who does that leave? Ian. We know he's alive, and it's a big old plot hole that Victor, Nick, and co. don't. How on earth would they not have wanted to watch the villain's body slide into the incinerator? But we digress. Ian, what with being reformed and all, could consider it a good deed, forcing Sharon and Phyllis to reflect upon all the time that they've wasted at one another's throats. On the flip side, Ian being mad as a hatter, he could then exact the revenge that he's been after by announcing that now that their eyes have been opened, as well as their hearts, he's going to kill them both. You forced us to realize that we could have been friends all these years, just to make sure that we couldn't be friends in the future. Sharon and Phyllis ask, shocked. Goody. You understand perfectly, Ian says. First you had to see the error of your ways. Now you have to experience the consequences of your foolish feud. You took every chance the two of you had and tossed it aside. You're all out of chances now. You're all out of time. But he adds, congratulations on winning the game. With that, Ian leaves, never to return. Would Sharon and Phyllis actually croak? Of course not. The show is as likely to kill them as it is to change its name from Young and Restless to CEOs and Psychos. But when they are rescued, they as well as we would be looking at a very uncertain future. What would the soap be like if they actually talked with each other instead of lash out at one another? Young and Restless. The kidnapper's latest riddle, oops, reveals their identity. The clock was ticking. Every second felt heavier than the last as the residents of Genoa City scrambled to decipher the latest clue from the shadowy figure who had been wreaking havoc on their lives. The mysterious kidnapper had already taken 2 victims, leaving behind cryptic riddles as the only breadcrumbs leading to their whereabouts. But this time they made a mistake. A single misplaced word, a detail too personal, a riddle that, when unraveled, pointed directly at the one person no one ever suspected. The disappearance that shook Genoa City. It had all started 2 weeks ago when Summer Newman vanished without a trace. One moment, she was at society, laughing over a glass of wine with Mariah, and the next, she was gone. No security footage, no witnesses, just a single, ominous note left in her apartment. The summer sun is burning bright, yet shadows whisper in the night. She walks among the silver moon, caged within a hidden room. At first, everyone thought it was some elaborate prank. But when days passed with no word from Summer, panic set in. Kyle Abbott was beside himself, frantically searching for any clue that could lead him to his wife. The police were baffled. No ransom demand, no signs of struggle, no motive, just silence. Then came the second victim. Chance Chancellor, the decorated detective who had been leading the investigation, went missing. His car was found abandoned near Chancellor Park, his badge left on the hood. Another note was discovered, tucked neatly under the windshield wiper. A chance to see, a chance to find, yet he who seeks is trapped in time. The hourglass is running low, and soon the tides will ebb and flow. The town was in chaos. Abby was inconsolable. Victor and Nikki pulled every string they had, but nothing brought them closer to uncovering the truth. And then came the final riddle, the one that changed everything. A fatal mistake. Just as tension reached a boiling point, a third note appeared. This time, it was delivered directly to Sharon Roselle's at Crimson Lights. It wasn't slipped under a door or left in an abandoned location. No, it was hand-delivered by an anonymous courier who vanished before anyone could ask questions. This riddle was different, more personal. He loves his games, his clever plays, yet in the end, it's all a maze. The past will haunt, the truth will bite, and in the dark, he fears the light. The moment Nick read it, his face went pale. Something about the phrasing gnawed at him, like an itch he couldn't scratch. It was familiar, too familiar. And then it hit him. The words, the structure, the rhythm. It was exactly like the poems he and Adam used to write as kids when they were trapped in their father's endless mind games. It was their secret way of communicating when they couldn't trust anyone else. Nick turned to Adam, his voice barely above a whisper. "You wrote this?" Adam scoffed. "What are you talking about?" Nick grabbed the paper, jabbing a finger at the words. This is you, Adam. This is how we used to write when we were kids. The way the lines break. The way it hints at something deeper, but doesn't say it outright. This is you." The room went silent. All eyes turned to Adam. His jaw tightened. His hands curled into fists. And then, in the space of a single breath, his entire facade shattered. The truth exposed. Adam Newman had been playing them all. But why? As it turned out, this wasn't about money. It wasn't about revenge. It wasn't even about power. It was about control. Adam had been spiraling for months, tormented by his own demons, trapped in a cycle of self-destruction that no one had been able to pull him from. After losing Chelsea, after feeling like an outsider in his own family yet again, he had snapped. But instead of lashing out in anger, he had chosen something more calculated. A test. He wanted to see if anyone truly cared. If they would fight for him the way they fought for others. If they would see past his mistakes and recognize the scared little boy who had once just wanted his father's approval. But his own ego had betrayed him. The moment he crafted that final riddle, he left a fingerprint too distinct to ignore. And now he was trapped. Not in the way his victims were, not behind locked doors or in hidden rooms, but in the prison of his own making. The fallout. The moment the police arrived, Adam didn't fight. Kyle found Summer, shaken but unharmed, in an abandoned lake house on the outskirts of town. Abby collapsed into Chance's arms the moment she saw him. But the wounds Adam left behind ran deeper than any physical scars. Victor stood motionless, staring at his son with a mix of disappointment and something almost like regret. Nick turned away, unable to look at his brother. And as Adam was led away in handcuffs, he couldn't help but smirk. Because even now, even after everything, they were finally looking at him. Maybe not with love. Maybe not with forgiveness. But with recognition. And for Adam Newman, that was enough. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Update World 24 YouTube channel for more update news.